Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Figures of Action Reviews coming at you again with another video. And today I want to talk about figures that we haven't seen in a while or figures that we haven't gotten in general from the Marvel Legends team. And yes, this is specifically a Marvel Legends, topic. I know I recently said I just got back into collecting McFarlane toys, and especially when it came to the DC Multiverse line. And that's because Todd McFarlane has actually started doing things that I like. As in bringing out figures with multiple fists, multiple heads, soft good capes, and those are things that I wanted to see in his line. Especially the line isn't necessarily expensive. There are when you start getting into those platinum level or those deluxe or collector's editions. I don't agree with some of the prices of those, but at the same time, if you're going to offer me something in between the $20 to $30 price point, or in between the $20 to $40 price point, I definitely would like to see multiple heads, and it's 2025. I mean, even in 2024, we could have done without the big clunky rubber capes. And that goes for Marvel Legends too. That goes for the Marvel Legends team too. Let's leave that out. We can leave that out. Now, there's no need for that, especially when we're dealing with figures that need to have that articulation. That if you want to sit them down in the throne or a chair, they should be able to sit down in the throne or a chair without having some big rubber cape. But I digress. I'm getting off topic. But the topic today is figures that we haven't seen or figures that they haven't brought out in a while. And I was thinking of 7 unique individuals that could definitely be part of a Build-A-Figure wave, or they could just bring them out in general and, as in like a card wave. Not a retro card, but a card wave. And those characters would be Jack Flag, Winter Soldier, Free Spirit, Battlestar, Patriot, U.S. Agent, and Isaiah Bradley. Now, if you want to do a bath wave, if the Marvel Legends team wanted to do a bath wave with this, then they could make it a bath wave to build the Hydra Dreadnought. Now, I don't know if a lot of you all remember the Hydra Dreadnought, if you read the comics and remember that, but that was an awesome enemy that was built by Hydra. So let's start this off by looking at what was the last time we got a U.S. agent. And the last time, according to the Legends verse, if you guys haven't, been to Legends verse, please do yourself a favor. Stop through here. You can look up, your own figures that you have, and it'll give you, if you look down toward the bottom, it'll give you what the market value is for, if you want to resell or trade or whatever. But it'll give you what's kind of like what the figure is going for out there in the market. But it's been, what was this? This was the controller Build-A-Figure wave in 2022, and then this guy ended up in Ollie's. So it was around about 2024, 2023 that this guy ended up in Ollie's, along with a lot of his other counterparts that ended up in Ross as well. Because Quake, I know for a fact, Quake ended up in Ross, and there was a bunch of her, and I bought her because I ended up being able to make a couple of Shield female agents with her body and swapping heads from some G.I. Joe figures. But yeah, it's been 2 years. And for anybody that says like, oh, well, we need a couple of more years before we bring out another U.S. agent, stop it. We don't need to wait a couple of more years before we get another U.S. agent, because we didn't wait a couple of more years to get like 6 different Wolverines from the Marvel Legends team. Matter of fact, we got a whole bunch of 2-packs at one time, just because it was an anniversary. And then we ended up getting another Wolverine in the Secret Wars retro card wave. So we don't need to wait a couple of years before we get some revision done on other figures or a modern updated look. And what I was looking at when it came to US Agent was actually doing, they could make him as, from this comic line right here, they could give him the red gloves, the modernized gloves, and the bodysuit with the helmet without the wings poking out, but they're kind of like just designed on the actual helmet that he wears. and give him the combat pants and the modernized combat boots, just like they did with the Ultimates Captain America. If you haven't seen the Ultimates Captain America, the Marvel Legends team did, hey, this was a dope figure. I have it. I picked it up, and if they did that in a U.S. agent form, I think that would be very nice. Let's go back to Legends verse and let's try Battlestar. And a lot of you, if you don't know who Battlestar is, he is the companion to U.S. agent Lamar Hoskins. Yeah, I think it's Lamar Hoskins. So a lot of you guys if you remember Lamar Hoskins or Battlestar, you remember from the MCU. And while his uniform in the MCU wasn't bad, I don't think I would like to see that in a figure line. Not yet. I don't want that version, And here is his more classic look. That was the classic design for Battlestar. But an interesting look that I would like to see was from the Marvel Zombies Destroy, from that comic series. And I think this look right here, this combat look with the shield, oh man, that would be so nice to see that look at in Battlestar, with the more modern combat suit. He has the black glove looking gauntlets. He has, the packs, the supply packs on him. And, it looks like he's got a fully modern, kitted out, modern battle suit on, And I'm not talking about like a cybernetic battle suit. It just looks like something that, he's been upgraded with, like, once again, referencing that Ultimates Captain America. So we have not gotten a figure for Battlestar. What about Free Spirit? Have we gotten a Free Spirit before? No, we haven't. We haven't gotten a Free Spirit. So if you guys don't know who Free Spirit is, Free Spirit was a college student. She was basically tricked into joining this program that this doctor ended up giving her this serum, and she developed like peak human strength and athleticism. And while she's only been, basically put into the comic line, you haven't really heard much from her or heard of her. A lot of people haven't heard of her unless they were actually reading the comics. And so there was no, I haven't heard or seen any mention of her from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or any kind of, just like, special drop in on any of the episodes from the MCU. I haven't seen her make any kind of surprise appearances, in the background. But I think she would definitely be a good figure to bring out, because not only does she go to that influence of Captain America, but she was trained by Captain America. And I mean, you don't have to look no further than this image right here, because who's she standing next to? Captain America. Which leads me into this next person, Jack Flag. Jack Flag would be an awesome figure to bring out. This man started out as just like how Batman viewed Gotham. His city was riddled with crime, and he and his brother took it upon themselves to be the heroes that their city needed. And he went out and battled with the criminal entities within his city. Now, he ran up against a bit of trouble, and then Captain America swooped in and helped save the day, which Cap then took him under his wing and trained this guy. He trained Jack Flag. And I mean, look at this. Look at that outfit. Come on, man. You can't tell me. This gives ode back to Grifter from the Wildcats, but at the same time, he has this unique, iconic, patriotism look that screams influenced by Captain America. And trust me, Jack Flag put in work. This guy put in work. Now, later on, he ended up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. He was injured because through his fight with the Thunderbolts, he was paralyzed, and he was put into prison during the Civil War because he was not down with the Superhero Registration Act, which they ended up sending the Thunderbolts after this guy. And when I tell you, the Thunderbolts did not have a cakewalk with this guy. Jack Flag put in work with the Thunderbolts. He made them earn that capture. They had to earn that because he put them to task. That boy turned the hubcap into a shield, and he made it work. He did what it did. He made it do what it do. And if you really don't, if you haven't seen it, look it up, man. Look it up and go to your local comic store or grab you a Marvel Universe subscription right now. I think Marvel Universe is running a trial where you can actually sign up and get a trial subscription for free right now. Which leads me into the next character, which would be Bucky Barnes, our Winter Soldier. And as you can see with this Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think this comic line series ran from 2020 to 2021. But I still like this version of Bucky Barnes of the Winter Soldier. Hands down, yes. Let's keep it like that. Matter of fact, Mafex did it, and I really would like to see a Winter Soldier that's not of the premium figure line from the Marvel Legends team, because that way it wouldn't be $100 or $90 or something like that. But if they could give us that nice looking Punisher, in that 2-pack, then I know for a fact they could give us a better version of the Winter Soldier with this still stealthy look, man. I mean, awesome look, definitely pretty good. And let's look. The last time we got a Winter Soldier, I want to say it was probably 2021 or 2022 as well. And as I just said, we don't need to wait a couple of years before we get a new one. We don't, especially not with all the Wolverines we just got. So here's that look I was talking about. How I think they should keep his look. Let's go. Come on with me. I think they should keep the look like this, but they should update the design and the details. If the Marvel Legends team could do an update on the design and the details, I think this was more of the latest one. Yeah, so 2022 was the last time we got a Winter Soldier. We did get accessories, and we got a second head, and also the accessories were guns. But as you can see, we don't have the hands. We only have the grippy hands, which they kind of tend to do with this half open, half closed, because it's like, oh, you can do grip hands, but it can also be a punch hand at the same time. It's like, no, how about this? How about you give us a more redesign, a better redesign of the figure with better articulation, because this guy is highly athletic and his figure should be very posable, just like they did with that Maximum Spider-Man that they're bringing out that they haven't told us the price for yet. But they should do the Winter Soldier just as well, because this guy is not a slouch. He's not a slouch. He's an enhanced human being. That robotic arm is just crazy. So they should definitely work out the details, just like they did with that new Cable that they brought out last year. And I mean, so we know we can get a decent looking robotic arm. Not saying that this one is bad, but what I'm saying is that they could do more. They could bring out a newer, better version. They did it with Wolverine, yo. Come on, man. That astonishing Wolverine is awesome. I have that, and they did a very good job on it. So I know if they're doing all these awesome, good redesigns on some of these figures, they can give us better redesigns on older figures, especially when you're talking about a wave that is inspired by Captain America, which is just my idea, what I was thinking of. And I was like, what I would call this, if it was a bad way, I would call it the United Patriots. I call it the United Patriots. And it would be Jack Flag, Winter Soldier, Free Spirit, Battlestar, Patriot, U.S. Agent, and Isaiah Bradley. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you how long it's been since we had a Patriot figure. Some of y'all probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But here we go, Patriot. He was with the Young Avengers. And the last time we got a Patriot figure was 2006. You don't think we deserve another one by now? You don't think we don't deserve it? And then I'm not saying they have to do a whole Young Avengers, run, but they could. Patriot could be the introduction in a bath wave that leads off to them bringing out the rest of the Young Avengers in a newer, better design for the figure line. You know, I don't know how many of y'all would say, "Oh, I don't want a Hulkling." Like I do. I would take it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't want an Iron Lad, you don't want an Asgardian, you don't want a Hulkling. I mean, you want to go and buy the 2006 version for $130, and they trust me, they lack articulation because figures have gotten a lot better since then. But we haven't seen a Patriot since 2006, and I think that's we could do another run. We could do a better run this time. Now, Patriot was also trained by Captain America. And I'm not sure exactly which look that, a lot of people would go for. I still think look, if they did this look, fine. Don't do this. I know this is fan art, but don't do that. Or we could do it this way. We could do it this way. This works. And you sub out the head. So for me, either or works. Not this. Leave that out. Don't do that. If they wanted to leave it at this look, like we're kind of like the, if they wanted to do it that way, cool. I'm cool with that look. Whether it's this top of the shirt or the, kind of like exactly with the buttons. Either or, give them the modern, gloves and the modern boots and call it a day. I think it would be cool to see a Patriot figure. Just like I said, we haven't seen a Free Spirit. I would love to see a Free Spirit figure. I'd love to see that updated U.S. agent. Definitely would like to see a Jack Flag. But what we haven't seen is an Isaiah Bradley. And oh man, to top it all off, how cool would it be to see a Isaiah Bradley figure just like this? Man, that would be so dope. That would be so dope to see an Isaiah Bradley figure, because I can tell you, we haven't had one. We haven't had an Isaiah Bradley figure. Nope. We've never gotten one. So, I mean, I would love to see it. Love to see it with the shield. You don't have to give him the round shield. Give these characters the shields that they've had. This guy was a powerhouse, and I would love to see this come to the Marvel Legends figure line, and to end it, if it was a bath wave, right? If it was a bath wave, bring out the Dreadnought, the Hydra Dreadnought, and use this version. Use this version right here. Don't use these. Now, if they use this version, please don't make them all blue. Don't make them all blue, and don't make them all steel gray. Put some nice flair, some nice color into it. Put a nice color into it. Not necessarily this, because this kind of reminds me of that robot Build-A-Figure that was part of I can't remember. It was I can't remember what team that thing was from, but it was a Build-A-Figure, and I know it was like it wasn't from Alpha Flight. It was the Build-A-Figure wave from he was on the team with Major Ursa and I think the other guys from the Avengers version from Russia. But either way, use the Dreadnought. Yo, bring out the Dreadnought. Make this a Build-A-Figure as big as that figure that came with the Thor 2-pack. Make it as big as that. You don't have to make them as big as the Super Adaptoid, but for a Build-A-Figure wave, why don't you make it a Hydra Dreadnought? And there was multiple of them, so I mean, people definitely would collect them just even if they were to buy the pieces from each other to build multiple. I think that they would do that. Or if you wanted to make it a bad wave and then bring out extras as a standalone, that would be cool. But these are just ideas that I had floating around in my head. You know, as far as the Winter Soldier, I think we should definitely stay with this look. You can call it classic all you want to, but hey, it works. For me, it works. And I just think as long as we got the updated, figures as far as like how they did that Punisher recently. That Punisher figure, I keep going back to it because it's awesome. But if they would do that, because I mean, just to wrap it all up, look at the figures that they've been look at the figures they've been cooking with. Now, I don't, like I said, we need to get rid of these big rubber capes, but look at some of these figures that they're bringing out, man. I mean, they are really starting to do better, and they're starting to look so much better. It looks so good. Even with that Whiplash, man, that Whiplash is a good looking figure too, and he's real like highly posable. Don't do this. Don't do this right here, because whatever they did with this, they messed all this up, especially Storm's head. So don't go back to that. But I tell you, that Punisher figure, takes the cake. They use this body and give us Jack Flag, U.S. Agent, Battlestar, Winter Soldier, Patriot. They can scale Patriot down a little bit because he's a bit smaller, but go a little buffer on the Isaiah Bradley. Man, that would be so cool. And then for Free Spirit, give us the Rogue look. But beef her up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Give her a little bulk because she's a huge peak human performance, strength and all. Yo, give us a buff. Yeah. Hit her with that marrow look and make her look at this articulation, yo. This is what I'm saying when I say, with these newer figures and with these ideas, they could definitely do it, especially with the figures who can't hit poses like that they gave us back in 2021 and 2022. So yeah. But this is just things that are just going on in my head. And so I just wanted to, bring this out as a video and get you guys' opinion on it. So this is Figures of Action Reviews, and I'm signing out. You guys, be easy, have fun collecting. Peace.